that keeps her down and nice and strong.
Okay. What is your name?
Abby Stone.
Okay, Abby, and what kind of training did you go through to become a dolphin handler?
I have a degree in psychology and a minor in biology, and most of my training actually comes from hands-on or observations. I've been here as an intern in '96, and then I got hired on part-time in 2000, and finally in 2002 was hired on full-time. So basically I learned by doing and by observing people that have done it for a long time. And I sort of perfected my skills working with the animals, because they give you a lot of feedback about how you're doing, and if your methods are working or not. But we focus on positive reinforcement training. So if you're able to maintain that very strong positive relationship with them, and together both succeed at your goals and be able to move forward with amazing things like husbandry or medical management or the use of a prosthetic tail, then you know you're being successful. So you really are able to look at what you're doing and look at what the outcome is and change according to that.
And that's, of course, we're talking about Winter. And when did you first meet Winter?
I first met Winter the day that she arrived here at Clearwater Marine Aquarium, the day of her training.
And that was what year?
That was in '05, December of '05. Mm-hmm.
And you've been...
And I've been with her ever since.
And what is your job to do with Winter?
I train her. So my job basically is to provide her with a very good quality of life and make sure that she's very well stimulated, that we're able to build those really strong relationships that help carry her through some tough times, like in the beginning of her rehabilitation, but also to help her participate in her own medical care, like husbandry or medical management. These animals have a lot of preventative care or medicine. Unlike us, we actually make sure that we are checking up on them before they get sick to prevent them from getting sick. So we train them for that. We train them for voluntary bloods and gastrics and fecals and anything that we might need as far as diagnostics go. And then we train them for interactions with people, because that's very important for them, especially under human care, that they're able to build relationships with other people. It's not only enriching for them, but it gives them a variability, and it gives them the opportunity to do things that they wouldn't normally be able to do. And then we also work on research initiatives, like as an example, Winter knows how to do match to sample, and that's a great way to demonstrate their ability to use echolocation and to understand concepts and that sort of thing. So it gives us a lot of information about the species, and it allows us not only to help the individual, in this case to help Winter, but it helps us to protect these animals, and when it comes to conservation, help people that are establishing rules and regulations. It helps them to do their job better, because it helps them to understand the species better.
And did you fit the prosthesis originally to her?
Yes. And that was a long process, but it was intentionally a very long, drawn-out process, because we wanted to make sure, first and foremost, that it was beneficial to Winter and that she enjoyed using it. And so we spent a lot of time in the beginning getting her used to, or what we call desensitizing her to the different components of the prosthetic. As an example, there is a primary sleeve, which is now called Winter's Gel, that actually creates a strong suction on her peduncle. We had to get her used to actually wearing that, and once she was used to wearing that, we incorporated the second brace and then the outer sleeve, and then we actually put the fluke on. Now the fluke wasn't on there initially, so all the steps were introduced very systematically, and they were paired with a lot of very positive things. We used our relationship with her. We used the trust that we built with her. We used a lot of toys and other enrichment devices. We would reinforce her by swimming in the water with her, and just making it as fun as we possibly could, because as you can imagine, she was just a young child. She's very curious, you know what I mean? And I'm not sure what she was thinking, what we were doing with a prosthetic tail, because I don't think she had any idea what that was, you know what I mean? That's just not part of her world. So we had to get her used to it and to teach her to use it properly. And so once we got her and we made sure we took our time and we really let her lead the way and to tell us when she was comfortable to move to the next step, and she did. She actually let us know before we were ready. I think we were kind of like nervous parents, and she was ready to go off and swim with the tail, and we were sort of hesitating, you know what I mean, like letting your child go when you're teaching them to ride a bike for the first time because you're scared they're going to fall. But she was a lot more comfortable, and she really wanted to test it on her own. And that was a real milestone for us when she started to kind of swim away from us, and she would do somersaults underwater, and she would go bring it over to Panama. And she wasn't always using it correctly at the time because it was in the very beginning, but the fact that she felt so comfortable to move away from the people that she trusted the most and kind of do it on her own was an awesome moment. It was a really good moment.
Well, thank you very much. You've done wonders here, and hopefully the articles that I created will help you.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Very good to meet you.